Okay, great. So quickly we will preview our last session. Typically what we have is we use maps for going from one place to the other. So we just type the name of the place. So suppose I say International Airport. It will show me the international airport and I will say directions. It will ask me from where you want to go to the international airport. I say I want to go from home. So it will show me the route to the international airport. We also saw that we can move the route around. If we don't like this route and I want to go from some other route, I will just pick it up and drag it to the route I want and it will automatically show me the route. Whenever it shows me the route, it also shows me how much time it takes and how much is the distance from my place to the airport. Okay, so this is the basic thing. Then we also saw last time that we can add destinations on the route. So if I want to go to some other place before reaching the airport, so I can just choose the destination. I can say I want to go to the club Mumbai before going to the airport. So it will show me that I have to go from here, go to the club, then come back here and go to the international airport. Okay. And of course, I can move this. I can say I want to go to the club before going to the airport, where it will show me the route. I'll go to the club, coming back, and go back to the airport. Very simple and very fast. Also, we saw that we can go on adding as many destinations as we want. There is no limit to the number of destinations to be added. You can click here and say send directions to your phone. Just now I am on the computer. So when we go on the phone, we will see again what happens. But when you say send directions to the phone, your phone will automatically have this map there. So you don't have to again search on the phone when you are actually traveling. Okay. Then we also saw, I'm just removing these. I'm coming back home. We also saw what nearby does. We can search for things nearby. So if I say from my home location itself, if I say I want to look for a chemist, it will show me all the chemists nearby. Okay, so it will say Noble Chemist is close enough, Chetan Medicals, New Amerson, Krishna Chemist, and I can click on the directions and I can filter it by any field. I can say chemists which are open now, which are open 24 hours, or I can say anytime. And there are so many more filters. So chemist is one thing. I can say restaurants nearby. So I can say restaurants, and restaurants will have a whole lot of more filters where you have rating. So I want to see restaurants only with 4.0 rating and higher. I want to see restaurants only with Chinese cuisine, and I want to see restaurants which are open now or open 24 hours or anytime. So you have many filters. You can say hotels nearby and all hotels, and in the case of hotels it will also give me price per night. So it is 0 to 7,500 rupees. I'll say if I want to see only up to 5,000, so I can just drag it and say only up to 5,000, sorted by relevance, rating or price, and guest ratings. Guest ratings should be more than 4, more than 3, whatever I feel like. And if you see on the map itself, it is showing me the prices. So if I go to this particular hotel, this is the price. If I go to this particular hotel, this is the price. So these are the things which we have already seen. Then we also saw the mode of transport. So if I say I want to go to Nariman Point from home, and I say directions, I can choose the mode of transport. Can you see the mode of transport on the top? Car, that is driving, public transport, walking, cycling, or by air. Obviously, by air doesn't make sense here. Flights not available from Juhu to Nariman Point, obviously. So these are some of the things that we saw. Also, we said we would like to check if we leave now, what is going to happen. If we leave now, how much time it is going to take? It is going to take 51 minutes and it is 28 kilometers on the map. If you can see on the map, it is 28 kilometers. But if I say I want to depart, say tomorrow, that is on Saturday at 9:40 a.m., 9:30, 10 a.m., then it will take 1 hour 20 minutes by this route, 1 hour 50 minutes by this route. So it is going to tell me what are the timings, and the distance obviously remains the same, but the timings will change because during this time the traffic will be very high. So these are the things which we had seen earlier. Now today we will see some more things. If I want to calculate, for example, I'll just expand the map. Now is the screen clear now? Okay. So now I want to go from one place to another. For example, now I am here. Say I am here. This is my home. I want to go to, say, Andheri fire station. Okay. So typically what I would do is just type from here to Andheri fire station. But here, if I right click on this, now see what are the options here. You can see directions from here, directions to here, what's here, etc. I can say there is an option called measure distance. Now if I go to any place and say I want to see what is the distance from here to here. So it shows me 351 meters. Then from here to Aromas Cafe, another 500 meters. And from Aroma Cafe, I want to go to Andheri fire station. So it totally is 1.22 kilometers. This is 1 kilometer, this is 500 meters, and this was something which was already given to us. Can you see? You can measure the distance. See here, down below you will see measure distance. Total distance 1.22 kilometers, which is shown on the map also. So you can say from any place to any place, you can just go on measuring the distance. Now this is from anywhere to anywhere in the world. So if I just zoom out, if I go from, say, Mumbai to Pune, for example. Now this is my current residence. I just say right click, clear measurement. That was my old measurements. Now I am saying right click, measure distance, and then I am now saying measure the distance to Kalyan is 33 kilometers. From Kalyan to Lonavala, 50 kilometers. From Lonavala to Ambi Valley City, 109 kilometers. You see, I can measure from any place to any place and then going to Pune. So totally it is 161 kilometers because I am going via so many places. First I went to this place, then I went to this place, then I went to this place, and then I went to Pune directly. Okay. So you can measure distances from anywhere to anywhere in the world. So now suppose I just clear the distances. Now I say from Bombay, I want to go to London. So I just right click here, measure distance from Mumbai to United Kingdom. It is 7,234 kilometers. Can you see this? It's very, very simple. You just right click, click on the starting point, click on the ending point, and the distance is measured for you instantly. You can measure distances. Distance measurement is by road, yes. Sometimes it will show you as the crow flies. So maybe you might want to, so for example, in an airline sort of a thing, this is the route that the airline would normally take. But if you feel ki no, my airline is going to go via say this place or via say Dubai, so my things will change. I can straight away grab any point on the line and say I want to go via say Paris. Then it will go like this. Okay, so you can measure the distances straight away from any point to any point in the world. Again, come back to India. I'll just say clear the distances. Come back to India. Now in India, this is not a major availability, but abroad this becomes a major availability. Suppose I say I want to go to Nariman Point from my residence. Directions from home. Okay, so it has given me the directions. It has given me the entire route. But this is if I drive down. Now suppose I take a public transport and I have multiple options. One is, of course, we saw that if I say leave now, depart at or arrive at, and last available. So last available train or bus will also be shown to us directly here. So you want to depart now or you want to arrive by say 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, what time should I leave? That also it will show me, it will calculate. But more interestingly, when you go to options, there is something called wheelchair accessible. So in which case, for people who are differently abled, it will give you the route which is wheelchair accessible. As I said, in India and Bombay, you may not have many options as far as wheelchair accessibility is concerned, but internationally this becomes very useful. So you have various route options. You can say I want to go by bus, I want to go by train, I want to go by tram and light rail, in which case we don't have a tram, we have a subway, we have a metro. Routes, we can say best route or wheelchair accessible route or fewer transfers, less walking. Whichever way we want to look at it, we have the options. So when you go to options in public transport, you have all these options. An important option is wheelchair accessible, and that is very, very useful for people who are differently abled. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to look at is, if you see the map, we also have a satellite view. Can you see down below here where my cursor is? A satellite view. Okay, so if I click on the satellite view, the entire terrain is also shown to me. So when the terrain is shown to me, if I am in a place which is not very familiar, then what I have is I have to know whether there are ups and downs on the road, whether there is greenery on the road, whether it's a desert, or whether in Bombay, of course, there is no ups and downs and there is no greenery. It's all brown. So you can see the terrain, how it looks. And you can see various plots and various buildings on each plot. This is interesting to see because it shows you how crowded this whole place is. In any city for that matter. If you go to New York or you go to San Francisco, in any city, you will see this terrain or you will see a map. Both these options you can toggle. You can just click on this and see the terrain. You can click on this and see the map again. So this is the satellite view. Another interesting thing that Google Maps allows you to do is it allows you to create your own maps. Now this is a very interesting thing. Suppose you are planning a trip and you have several people who are joining in, and you have to wait at a place, or you have to go and take a detour for some reason, you want to create your own map and distribute it to your friends and family who are traveling with you, and they are coming in their own cars, and they need to know what you have planned, or they can plan it themselves. So there is an option called your places. Can you see that option here? Please give me a yes or no. Your places. Can you see your places? Yeah. So when I say your places, you have various options here. You have labeled, which I have labeled home and work. You can label something else. Daddy's home, or sister's home, or brother's home. There is something called maps here again. So in your places, you have maps. So I have created a test map. Now this is a map which I have created myself. So I have said ki if I go from my place, I am going from here to here to here to here, and I am coming up to a certain place, and then I am taking a detour. I am taking a cycle ride. Okay. So there is a place called Anjap, and this is Karjat. So from Karjat, I have to take a cycle ride. I have to come back here. Then I am going to Khopoli, etc., coming here, going to Ambi Valley, coming back here, and then proceeding to Pune. Now this is a very, very customized sort of thing. Can you understand how this is done? So I say open in my maps. When I open it, this is what the map looks like. I can create any detours. I can create any, see here in the driving directions, the entire details are given. I can add a destination. After Pune, I want to say I want to go to Bangalore. So straight away, the map will proceed, take me to the route to Bangalore. Okay, in between, if I want to make a detour, I can make a detour, and I can go to multiple places. So here I have got multiple layers. So I can add a layer. I can say add a layer. Okay, and then I can go from some place and make a detour. I can just click on this draw a line, add a driving route. I can go from here to some other place, and then come from there again back to the main road. Now I am creating an entire map on my own. I can measure distances here. I have measure distances and areas. I can add directions. I can add a location point also. This map which I have created now, I can share. Now this is the beauty of it. I can share with my friends and family, whosoever I feel like sharing with. This is something like what we had sharing in the Google Docs. I can share it with people and groups. I can share it with some specific people, or I can say anyone with the link should be able. So I can copy the link and then share that link to others. When they get the link, they will see the same thing as I have. So permission is updated. Now when I send it to them, they will see it just as I have made it here, with all these directions, with all these layers, from Juhu to SV Road to Karjat to Lonavala to Pune to Bangalore. All these things will be visible there, and if I expand this, I can see all the detours also. I have gone here once, I have gone from here to here, and here also I had a detour somewhere. So automatically it will save this map and allow me to share it with others. Now this is a very, very useful thing. How to send a link? So here you have an option called share. Can you see this? Share. So you click on share, and you can add people or groups. You can add a name or an email address. So if I say I want to share it with Ocean something, or say I will share it with my say Pezan at Gmail. And if I want to send a, this is our plan for the trip next week. You can write a small message also. And when I say send, I can give him rights as an editor or as a viewer. So if I don't want him to change, I make him a viewer only. When I say send this map, and automatically this will go to him. He cannot change it, but at least he can see exactly what, and here it says person added. Can you see this? So when you go to share, either you can share with specific people, or you can say anyone on the internet with this link can view. So I can say copy the link. Now the link is copied, and I can just go and paste it in my Gmail or anywhere, and he can see that entire. From where did you open the test map? Okay, so again I'll go back. What we did is we went to the menu, we went to your places, and we went to maps. Okay, now this is a test map which I created. I can say create another map. Down below you see the option to create a map. You can say create a map, and you can create a new map directly. So this is very simple but very useful, where we can share the maps. You can use the entire Google Maps infrastructure and build upon it and create your own maps as per your requirements. Are we clear on this? From where I got the map? Yes? Okay, great. So you can make customized maps. You can draw, you can add a layer, you can delete a layer, you can create places on the map, and then come back to Bombay, come back to my original location. Now you can search places in Google Maps, right? Remember, you could search places, but suppose I want to search some cuisine. Suppose I say I want to search where will I get idli. It shows me all the restaurants which serve idli near my place. Can you see this? It is showing me all the restaurants which are serving idli near my place. Or I can just say Chinese. I don't have to go to the options, etc. I can just say Chinese restaurants. So all the Chinese restaurants near my place. This is very, very simple. You can just type, instead of the name of the place, you can type the cuisine also. And you can, now if you see Chinese, Chinese, Chinese so many times, next time onwards Google will learn that Chinese is your favorite. So next time onwards it will show you Chinese much faster. So suppose I want to say, I want to search for a pet store near Andheri station. It is showing me all the pet stores nearby Andheri station. Pets Mall and AN Pet Shop and Pets Cura and Pets Shop Aquarium. Can you see how easy it is to search? You can search for anything. You can search for a grocer, you can search for, obviously we have seen earlier how we could search for a petrol pump, how we could search for a, but you can search for anything. Like suppose I am going to Nariman Point and I will say restaurants near Nariman Point. Okay, so it is showing me all the restaurants in and around Nariman Point. Yeah, ATMs also. Yes, you can say ATMs near Nariman Point. So if I'm going to Nariman Point and I'm saying ATMs near Nariman Point, it will show me all the ATMs near Nariman Point. Can you see on the left, it is showing me the exact location. I can click on directions and straight away get directions to the ICICI Bank ATM, or I can go to RBL Bank ATM, or I can go to Yes Bank ATM, Axis Bank ATM. So many ATMs are there. Obviously, in Nariman Point, you have lots and lots of ATMs. So your search can be not just the place. As I was saying, your search can be anything. If I say petrol pumps near me, or I can say nearby petrol pumps, that is easier. So it is showing me all the petrol pumps which are near my location. Is this clear? It's very easy, very fast, and virtually instant like. Now regarding the traffic, last time we saw that if you say I want to go to work, for example, so it's saying choose the starting point. So from my home to my work, if I have to go, it shows me the entire route. And because I have chosen public transport, it is saying you walk up to your JVPD bus station, then you take a bus, come here, and then walk down to work. Every 25 minutes you have a bus. But if I say I want to drive down, then it is showing me the entire route in a slightly different way. We also saw that if you want to see the traffic, you go to the menu and say traffic. Agreed? So when you say traffic, what you see here, now see the entire traffic in the entire area is available here. The red lines we saw, the dark red is slow, the green is fast, and there are various shades in between orange and light red, and then there is a dark red. So it shows me the current live traffic on all the roads nearby. Just now during the lockdown, obviously there is not much traffic, but otherwise it will show me. But now, apart from the live traffic, suppose I want to know, I want to go typical traffic, that is tomorrow or on say on Tuesday at 10 a.m. what will be the traffic like? Now you see the traffic has changed. There's a lot of reds here, there's a lot of oranges here, and much less of greens. So you can even view the traffic at a future date. It will show you the typical traffic on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. or on Tuesdays at say 4 p.m. The entire traffic pattern is mapped by Google and it is available to you very, very easily. So whenever you are saying traffic and you see all the traffic positions, suppose you go on a Sunday, then see what happens. Everything becomes green because Sunday, maybe even in the morning, early morning, suppose say Sunday at 6 a.m. almost everything is green. Can you see that? The entire thing can change depending on, one is the live option, second is the typical traffic on a day of the week and the time of the day. So if you take that combination, you will see the traffic changing all the time. You can say either the traffic is on say Thursday at 12 noon, the traffic is going to be something like this. Obviously, it cannot be 100% accurate, but it is fairly accurate. Our experience has been that the timings and the traffic that is shown are very, very accurate. Isn't this great? How to identify what is the typical traffic on a day on which you want to travel. Very simple but very useful. Then of course Google allows you to, we'll just switch off the traffic so that we don't, I'll just switch it off so I don't see the traffic now. Now I want to see something in a different language. Now typically here it is in English and Hindi. because we are in India, so it defines it. But you can go and change, or you can select your language. You go to the menu, go down, 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 and there is something called language. Can you see language down below? When you select language, it will give you so many languages. So if you are in a foreign country, if you are looking at Hindi and you want to see the map in Gujarati, so you just click on Gujarati, and all the titles along with English will be in Gujarati. Can you see that? And even your office, which is work, it is saying Karyalay. Home is Ghar. So you can see how fast it changes. You can just go back, and all your titles are also in Gujarati. Naksho is map, satellite view, Bhu Pradesh, that is the terrain, traffic, etc., etc. So if you go and change the thing to English and Hindi, you come back to English and Hindi, which is your default. So you can change the language in which you want to see the map, which is also very, very useful for people who are in different country, different cities, different. Maybe somebody in Bengal would like to see it in Bangla, somebody in Kerala would like to see it in Malayalam, etc., etc. So you can change the language. There are some messages down below here. You have got terms and conditions. Can you see the bottom line clearly? India, terms, and send feedback. Can you see that? Yes? Okay, so if I say send feedback, what happens is it allows me to help Google build the map. So you can add details about an address where it appears on the map. You can put a business place, a missing place, business or a landmark that should be on Google Maps. If a road is missing, normally in big cities you will not find this, but if you are in a rural area, you might have a missing road which Google has not captured. So you can give information, or you can correct information. You can say fix wrong information about businesses, places, roads, etc., which is already on Google Maps. And of course, this is a feedback, your opinions about maps. But this helps Google to improve maps all the time. It is very, very useful. Whenever you find something missing, you will put the missing address. If you find some wrong information, obviously Google is not going to change things immediately. But if 10 people say that this is a missing address, then automatically Google will correct the address. Or if 20 people say this place is missing and it should be there on maps, it will immediately change the maps. So whenever you say, you go here down below and say send feedback, you have all these options where you can correct information. That is, if wrong information is there, you can correct it, or you can add missing address, missing place, or missing road. This is how Google builds up the entire maps, and that is how they make it very, very current. So this is what we can do on the desktop. Now let us go on the mobile. One more thing we had to see on the screen here is okay, so let us go. This is something interesting which I wanted to show you. So now I'll take you to the US, where the maps are much more better evolved. But I must warn you that those who are going to watch this are going to have to pay $100 for each city that we visit. Otherwise, you please close your eyes. Okay, just kidding, don't worry. So say, let us go to, say, New York. Okay, so we are in New York now. Statue of Liberty here. This is the landscape of New York. I am going to, you remember this small man whom we to any place. So I am saying I want to go to Statue of Liberty and have a street view. So this is what I will see when I am standing at the Statue of Liberty. I can just move around take a panoramic view. This is the Statue of Liberty that is almost on an island. I can zoom in, zoom out, whatever I want to do. So this is a very simple sort of a thing. I can do this. Okay, so this is what a street view at 597 8th Avenue in New York is looking like. So I can just move around and see what it looks like. But this is what we had seen last time also, if you remember. So now this is saying it's a coffee shop. Here is saying it is a source for vitamins and sports nutrition. This is a home style Mexican restaurant, and this is a shopping place, gem pawnbrokers, and there is another restaurant out here. But now there is something very interesting in the street view, and that is, can you see this small timer like thing? Can you see the timer? Now you see the street view, you have a timeline from 2009 to 2019, how this was looking. So if I go to say July 2011 and I maximize it, this is the street view. Okay, here the shops are slightly different. If you notice, the shops are slightly different in 2011. Now if I go to May 2014 and say expand, can you see the changes in the shops that is happening on the same street? This is the same street. Probably that Starbucks guy is still there, or he's also changed. Oh, that is also changed. No, the Starbucks coffee is still there, but the other shops have changed. If you see the changes in the shops, you can go in history. You can see what is happening over a period of time to the same place. So the street view, when you see, can you see that the shops are getting different? This is the same place, this is the same square where I am standing, but the shops keep getting changed. And this is very, very simple, but very powerful. Again, in India, this is not available. Actually, Google started taking this street views right from 2007 onwards. So some places it is from 2011, some places it is from 2009, some places it is from 2012. Obviously, they have to cover a whole lot of stuff. Now see, this hoarding is there in November 2017. It may not be there in May 2014. There's a different hoarding. Can you make out? So this is what the beauty is. The entire timeline for a particular area, you can see. Now if I see it in July 2011, the same place, the hoardings are totally different. Okay, so this is very, very useful. You can keep on changing the timeline, and you can go on seeing what used to be there at a particular point of time. Especially when you are buying a house, you want to see what the house looked like 10 years ago, whether there were trees around, whether there were no trees around, etc., etc. That is very, very useful. Is this cool? Okay, now we will quickly go to my mobile screen and see what we can see there. You will have to give me a minute as usual to start my mobile screen. Yes, it is really wow. Can you see my mobile screen now? Yes. Okay, give me a second to just rearrange my screen so that. Okay, so now we'll go to maps on the mobile. Certain things are available only on mobile. So you can see where I am. Very clear, you are here. Very simple. Right, this is your basic mobile screen. If you remember last time we had seen that home and takeaway and delivery and petrol and groceries and chemists and coffee shops, hotels, and in more you have all sorts of options. You have food and drink, things to do, shopping, services, etc., etc. So anything that is near you, you can identify. This is what we have already seen last time. Now whenever you are on the mobile, you can share your location. Okay, so what we do is we click on your name or your photo on Google. This brings up this menu where you can say location sharing. Can you see location sharing out here? If you click on location sharing, you can share it with anyone. This also we have seen last time. Or there are two people with whom I have already shared, and I have a new share also. So I can say new share, share it with whosoever I want. Okay. So when I share, that person will be able to see where I am, and when I share, you can say share for 1 hour, you can say share until you turn this off. So with my wife, I keep it on so she doesn't keep asking me where I am, whether I'm returning home or I've gone to town or whatever. I just keep it on so she knows exactly where I am all the time. So you can share your location very simply. You can share it with your friends. You can share it with multiple people for 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, whatever you decide. Suppose you are going together on a trip, you want to share it for the next 3 hours, you can share it for the next 3 hours, and automatically the sharing will stop. So sharing is very simple. Now when I say again, we try saying I want to go to Nariman Point, and I can ask for directions. There is an option for directions. But now I click on Nariman Point location itself. Now see what happens. I can see so many things. Nariman Point, takeaway, delivery, petrol, groceries, chemists, coffee. So if I want to say, I want to find out a takeaway at Nariman Point. So what are the options? So these are the major options. There is a restaurant called Amadeus, there's an ancient Colaba, there's a Spesso Gourmet Kitchen, etc., etc. But now I say I want to go to Amadeus. What is the type of food that is there? Can you see the menu is also out here? So if I just click on the menu, straight away I can see the menu. I can explore the dishes. Whatever I want to do, I can do it, and this automatically brings up Google Lens and allows me to see the menu itself directly from. I can just click on the menu. The menu is available here. I can see, okay, is it affordable? Is it affordable? Is it veg? Is it non-veg? Whatever. So straight away I can look at the menu directly from here. And of course all these other options, open now, if there are offers available, if I can find a table, I want to call to order something. Suppose I have a takeaway, I want to call, I can straight away say call to order, and automatically it will start dialing that particular menu. It will depend on each restaurant whether they update the menu or not. Google doesn't go into the restaurant and find the menu. The restaurant has to keep the menu up to date for the simple reason that they want to attract people. It has to be up to date. It depends on the proprietor. Yes, you're right. So that is the other interesting thing that you can see directly from here. You just clicked on Nariman Point. You didn't do anything else. You just clicked on Nariman Point, and of course you have a street view here also. You click on it and you see how Nariman Point looks like. You can just move around. That is the Ambassador Hotel in the background. I'll just have that rooftop hotel. I can just move around. Are you convinced this is Nariman Point? Yeah, you just move it around. We're almost at the tip. This is the Oberoi. Okay. So now I say I want to go to Nariman Point from here and say directions. So it has given me the directions how to go, etc. Now you see the 3 dots on the top. Okay. So if I type here, now see there are various options here also. I have the route options. I can add stops on the route, search along the route. I can set the depart and arrive time. This interesting thing is I can add the route to the home screen. If I add the route to the home screen, what happens is the entire route gets transferred to my home screen. I just have to make one click and I can get the entire route automatically. So it is instant. I don't have to go to maps and then again do a search, etc., etc. So I have this option to add a route to the home screen. Suppose I am taking a route from home to office every day. I can straight away add it to my home screen. So every time I don't have to open the Maps app and then say I want to go to office and then find out what is the traffic, what is the timing, etc., etc. The other interesting thing is that you can, if you see down below here, it is 50 minutes, 24 kilometers. And can you see this P sign? That is the parking sign. It says parking is usually not easy near this destination. So it will give you 3 options, whether parking is limited, medium or easy. In this case, parking is usually not easy near this destination. And if you want to skip the hassle of parking, you get a ride. So you can just click on this and then find Uber or Ola. So Uber and Ola, this we saw last time. If you want to go by Uber, I can go by Uber. If I want which type of Uber I want to take, economy, executive, Uber XL, or in Ola I have options of Prime Play, Mini, Auto or Prime Sedan and Prime SUV. So all these things are available right at your fingertips. Okay. Yes, your share location should always be open. Obviously, whenever you are using maps, your share location should always be open. Did you see the ease with which you could see the parking also? It is very, very easy. When you click on directions, you will automatically see what is your parking situation. The other thing which you can do while you are here on the main screen is, last time we have seen this timeline and location sharing is the same as we saw earlier, offline maps. Now offline maps is something where you can download a map of a particular location. I have taken home, means this is Mumbai map. This means that I can even keep my location off and travel around the city as long as my mobile is on. I don't have to worry about location sharing, etc. Automatically GPS will catch up. Only thing is, it consumes more battery, and it will, if you go in the offline mode, you will not be able to see the live traffic updates. That is the only difference that it will have. Otherwise, the offline mode is very useful. Okay, I will explain to you which site we can use for accessing mobile from laptop. That is not what we are discussing just now. We will discuss it separately. Okay. Now, when you reach Nariman point, or just now I am here, so I can just click on this and I can also save my parking. Suppose I click on this particular dot. Can you see this dot here where I am just now? Okay, so if I click this, it allows me to save my parking. So I can say save my parking. So it automatically saves my parking. If I click on it, it shows me where it is. I can put some notes here. And if I have a parking meter, it will tell me how much time is left. So if I have 1 hour parking or 2 hour parking, then after 2 hours or just before 2 hours, 10 minutes before 2 hours, it will start giving me a beep. I can enter some notes. Maybe if the parking location has some, say, N21. If you go to the airport, the parking location you can even identify. So when you say N21, I'll say time left is 2 hours. I want to add a photo that this is where I have parked. So I have the option to even add a photo. Okay, I can just press the camera button and it will take a photograph and show me where I have parked. This is also very, very useful. How did I do this? I just tapped on the blue dot. This is where I am, and this is, I can say, save your parking. Again, from here you can share your location and you can also see nearby places. When you are driving, I will just say directions and then say start driving. Start. When I'm driving, can you see there is something called kilometers per hour? It will also measure your speed and show you your current speed. And in areas where speed limits are applicable, it will show you against the speed limit where you are, and if you are going beyond the speed limit, it will even beep so that it tells you that you have gone beyond the speed limit. This is also very, very cool. It shows how sensible and how fast Google is. Now, when I am in a navigation mode, that is when I am driving, I say directions, I say start. While I am driving, you saw that there is a kilometer per hour. Now there is a small dash out here. Can you see this dash? So if I just swipe above, what happens is it allows me to add a report. Now if there is a crash on the way, if there is congestion on the way, if there is some road work on the way, or a lane closure, or a stalled vehicle, or an object on the road, it allows me to report that immediately. So while I am on the road, while I am driving, it will allow me to add a report, and it allows me to add any of these things. Now this helps in people who are behind me to identify where what is, and therefore you must always try and keep this up to date so that people ahead of you also would have done it, and they would have warned you whether there is a crash or there is a stoppage or a blockage or whatever. Okay, so just swipe on top and add a report. Then there is something else called shared trip progress. Now this is also again interesting because in lots of places where if you are traveling by taxi, you want your loved ones to know where you are and how you are doing, because sometimes you hear of very, very funny cases appearing. So that also is available. Again, you have these options of show traffic on map and show satellite map, etc., etc. There are lots more things, but I think now we are almost overshooting the time. I thought we will finish fast. But if you have any questions now, I'll quickly take some questions. Somebody kept asking me how you are projecting your screen. I use a app called SiteSync, which works only on Samsung phones, and it is very easy and very useful to share stuff on the mobile. Any questions? How to label the places? How do you remove map from home screen? How to find if any parking is available at your destination? See, in our country, parking and all is not so well defined. In foreign countries, you have each parking slot has a indicator and that can give you an alert. How does the map know your home place, as you can ask from home to XYZ location? Yes, home place, home and work is both defined right at the beginning. When you start Google Maps, it will ask you to define home and work. Once you have defined it, you can change it, of course, but once you have defined it, then it remains constant. You don't change your home and work every day. How do you share your maps from the computer to mobile? I answered that. How to label the places? So there is an option in on the mobile. I'll just read it out since I will not be able to connect again. 1 second. When you go to, or even on the this thing, you have the option My Places. There is an option called My Places, and there you can go and label it. How do you project your mobile screen on the computer? I told you already. I use an app called SiteSync, which is projecting directly from the mobile to the computer. Any other questions? Spell the name of what? The app. It is called SiteSync. Okay, so you download the app. How to apply for change of office? You don't have to apply. You just go to the office address and just say edit, and you can change your office address. You can change your home address. You don't have to tell Google. You have to define it yourself for your phone and on your computer. Okay, are we done? Are you ready for the question of the day? How do you go to report? Which report? Places you have visited. That is what you want to know. That is a history. Traffic. No, I'm a little confused. What report are you talking of? The traffic projection or when there is an obstruction? No, so you don't have to see if somebody has already marked that there is a blockage or there is an accident on your route, you will automatically see it. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to look at any report. On the way, if it is there, it will show you on the map itself. So you don't have to worry about that. You just have to report it and it will be marked there, and it will be marked for future travelers. Automatically on the road, the symbol will come. Okay. How do you switch to voice navigation? There is a microphone on top. You just click on the microphone and you start telling Google where you want to go. Tell me where is the next turn. Tell me where is the next petrol pump. Tell me where is the next restaurant. It is very simple. You just click on the microphone and it's there. Okay. So are you ready for the question of the day? Otherwise you'll go to sleep. Ready on the keyboard, very fast. This you will be able to answer if you have attended some of my earlier sessions. There is a website that can estimate the number of persons in a given area. What is the name of that website? Again, the question is, there is a website that can estimate the number of persons in a given area. What is the name of the website? We have done this. All my students are very hardworking. They remember well. Anybody remembers? Not calculator. Okay, for somebody this is your first session. Be sure to go and see my earlier videos on YouTube. All the links are there on our website, tantratech.in. Map checking. Who's that? That is the right answer. Mapchecking.com. Krishnaraj Iyer. Anybody else who has answered this before him? So Krishnaraj Iyer is the winner of question of the day. Please send me your bank details so that you will get the money in your account immediately. Are you able to understand what I am saying? This map checking, just for the sake of people who have not seen this before, let us quickly so there is a website called mapchecking.com. Are you able to see my screen? Congratulations, Krishnaraj. Yeah, you're able to see my screen, no? So I will search for, say, Bandra Kurla complex. So now here there are MMRDA grounds, for example. Okay, so what we said is we should be able to check how many people can fit into this. So if I start marking this map, this ground, okay, so in this ground, if there is one person per square meter, there will be 51,000 people who can stand there. But if I have 7 people per square meter, 3.5 lakh people can stand there. This is what map checking does. If you define an area and if you define how many people per square meter are standing there, it will give you an estimate. So when a political party says I had a grand rally and 10 lakh people were standing in the MMRDA grounds, you can just go to MMRDA grounds, mark it, more than 7 people cannot stand in a square meter, and in a square meter if 7 people are standing, you have 350,000 people who can stand there, not more than that, not 10 lakh people. Okay, Krishnaraj Iyer, you need to send me your bank details, your bank account number, your name of the bank, branch, and your IFSC code, and you will get 1,000 rupees in your account by tomorrow. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. I hope you enjoyed, and yes, please WhatsApp it to me. Yes. Thank you. Good night. Goodbye. Stay safe and stay protected. Bye.